Hi everyone, this is Sonia Chawla. I'm the founder of Mommy Wise, and welcome to another episode of Mommy Wise Saturday Live series, in which we have a conversation every week with someone on life, parenting, motherhood, and their journey as a parent, etc. In January, when we were doing a Mommy Wise Mom's Perspective, somebody asked me why Mom's Perspective and why is it that we are not doing a Dad's Perspective. That got me into thinking, and I found a point actually in that why not dad's perspective. We always talk about moms, we talk about the journey a girl goes through after becoming a mom, and the fact that their life turns up and down, upside down after becoming a mom, and there is a support available. But we seldom talk about the dads and the journey that they go through. We don't talk about what they went through during childbirth, before and after, and what changes came to their life with that sudden change of a baby coming in their life. So we don't generally do that. We don't talk about whether they also feel trapped like us, like we feel trapped after becoming mom, that our freedom has gone. We have to think about the child first before even we think about ourselves and all of that. So do they also have things like that come to their mind? And if it does come, then how do they deal with it? But if it doesn't come to their mind and they don't feel like that, then why don't they? And why is it that we feel like like that at the end of the day? So I wanted to call this series "Grass is Always Green on the Other Side," to keep it light. But let's keep it dad's perspective for now. So so it wasn't that easy to find a dad, honestly, because when I looked around to call mom on my show, it was very easy. I could have called any person from my phone list who was a mom for a mom's perspective, because every mom would go through that journey and would have been happy to share their experiences. But finding a dad and a hands-on dad to come on the show to talk about a fatherhood is not easy. It's almost like finding a needle in a haystack, and it wasn't that easy. But I did not fail. There are dads, there are hands-on dads. They're far and few in between, but they're definitely, the number is growing as I see it. So today I have Shantanu Garg with me on the show, and I know him personally, and I've seen him how he takes care of his daughter, and that's why he was my first choice for this show, and I'm glad that he agreed to come on to this one. And he happily called himself a subject matter expert on fatherhood and raising kids. So I'm sure it will be a very, very interesting session with him. Now, Shantanu is from Shillong, and his parents are from the armed forces. He graduated from Pune University, lived in Pune, worked in Bangalore, but has now been in Delhi since 2009. He works with Lenovo, is a global account manager with them, and has a pretty hectic schedule himself. He's married to Shabdi since the last 10 years, and together they have a lovely daughter who's hands full. She's 3.5 years, and her name is Paki. They lovingly call her, her name is Pratima actually, but they lovingly call her Paki, which means bird in Bengali. So let's start without any delay with Shantanu today, and let's get to know from him as to everything about how he managed. How does the man's brain work? If he can talk on behalf of all the other fathers, um, so let's get on to that. Hi Shantanu, how are you doing today?
Hi, Sonia. Thank you for having me here. I am as much nervous as I can be, but I'll do my best. I don't call myself a subject matter expert, but I am definitely a hands-on father. Uh,
I
so,
really admire you. I really, really admire you. And I'm not just saying it for the heck of it. I have seen you handle Paki. I've seen you being very comfortable amongst other moms and all, wherein other dads generally say, what are we going to do in the school and how do we manage? And it is not our responsibility. And that's the argument in every household. But that was never the case with you. So, so I don't see a reason as to why you should be nervous.
I'll do my best. It's not something that comes naturally, but yes, I'll do my best in front of a camera.
Great. So let's start on to this. The first most pertinent question that we have is the grass greener on your side?
I think the syndrome of grass is greener is common. It's common between any relationship, marriage, any dating. But how other? I think the trick is to sit back, relax, and try to be there for your partner and your daughter. And that's how I pace myself, and that's worked for me. I think the grass is greener on both sides, as long as you look at it the way you want to look at it. So it's the same for both, but I think the mother goes through a little more than the dad psychologically. But the dad is the guy who sits back, relaxes, and tries to comfort them, in the best way possible and fulfill their needs.
So let's rewind a bit, Shantanu. Let's go down the memory lane and tell us how was it initially when you got the news that Shabdi was pregnant, and all of a sudden, what was the first feeling that came to your mind? As
I
in,
was
what
ecstatic.
how did you feel?
I was ecstatic, overwhelmed, shocked, happy. There was a plethora of emotions running through my head. I spoke to myself. I decided, that all I got to do is be there for them, and try. And I wanted to give Shabdi, and Paki as much time possible. And I'm a firm believer that life should not revolve around work. Rather, work should revolve around the life. And that's how I wanted to be there for her while she was growing and the transition of her growth.
So, Shantanu, in the conversation that I previously had with moms, a couple of moms said, and that's my personal experience as well, that when the kid is born, it takes a mom also some time to form that bond with the kid. Though we carry the child in our womb for 9 months, even then it takes a little while to get into that mom's shoes and have that feeling with the child and all of that. You said your journey started very early on when Shabdi was pregnant. So, so was it the case that you had those feelings from the day one, or did it take time for you also to develop that feeling within you that you are a father, it is your responsibility, and that you also need to balance and manage things somewhere?
Uh, yes, that's true. I mean, it took me a bit of time to sink into the thought of becoming a father. Uh, I've been a fun-loving guy, going out guy, but then I had to sit back, relax, and think through. But I've always been surrounded in our family. I've always been surrounded with mostly moms. I have my mom, my sister behaves like a mom, my wife behaves like my mom, and now Paki again, another mother. So I was prepared, I would say. But to be honest, yes, I did go through a bit of a thought process, and it took me some time to get used to the fact that I'm going to become a father.
So was it before when she was pregnant or after Paki was born?
I think the journey started from when she got pregnant. I mean, I started devoting a lot of time. Everything else took a back seat. From listening to the sounds, feel the tummy and all that thing. I started getting involved as much as I could, and we it was a teamwork. We both wanted to be hands-on, and we're nuclear in today's scenario. We don't have too much of a help from everybody else. So we decided that it's going to be a teamwork. So I gave it all. I gave 100% to whatever I could, and try to balance the rest of it. But honestly, everything else took a backseat. From pregnancy until today, I think my priority has been the family only.
Tell me something about your routine. Uh, how do you guys manage now? As you said, it is a nuclear setup. I know for a fact that Shabdi is working and she has her own hectic routine as well. So I understand it is voluntary. You want to be there. You want to be in that journey with your child and with Shabdi. But even then, you have your hectic routine, and I'm sure it is stressful at the end of the day to manage kid, family, and everything and balance that act. Now, pre-COVID, post-COVID, during these times, how have you managed it?
Uh, COVID has been a very tough time, to be honest. I felt like I encroached into her territory. We took over the house, which was her territory, and this was really tough for managing everything. But uh, I try what I've done before. I did the same thing. I try to prioritize. Uh, we fill in for each other, to be honest. I mean, if I have something important to attend, Shabdi fills in for me. If she has something important to attend, I fill in for her. So we managed it that way. I mean, and overall, I think the way we wanted to manage it is be there. I mean, it's not that complicated as I may sound, but prioritize. I mean, I prioritize my work in such a way that I give as much time possible to her whenever she demands, and the same was with Shabdi. So that post pregnancy and post delivery, I think it made my and Shabdi's bond even stronger, because we started looking at each other a little differently, and we got more involved in our in building the relationship with Paki. So we just filled in for each other, and it we went with the flow. I think it all went with the flow. But I decided that I had to give as much time possible in grooming her, talking to her, playing with her. I think that made a lot of sense. My priorities changed, honestly. I used to love watching movies, play a lot of sports, go out. But now, it's changed for the good. When I see Paki growing, doing her stuff, cuddling her, or rolling over, that's more of an entertainment that I could ever get from a movie or reading a book. So that's how it is.
Shantanu, how did, as in, you said you guys are married for 10 years, and it's almost after 6, 7 years of being married is when you plan a baby and went that way. But how did you see your equation with Shabdi changing, or for that matter, Shabdi changing in her role later on? Initially, she was just your wife, she was your partner, your best friend. You guys must have spent a lot of time together. But I'm sure that the scenario would have totally changed. Her priorities would have changed a little bit. That she was the mother. At the end of the day, was the primary caregiver. She had to step into those shoes as well as a mother.
Yeah.
So what were the
True.
changes that you saw in your life?
Uh, I, to be
I,
honest,
to be honest,
the initial days was a little difficult for both of us to get used to it. Odd timings, wake up odd timings, So, like I said earlier, we filled in. I mean, she used to feed, I used to do the burp. So, wake up together, sleep together, kind of a thing. And I changed diapers if I had to. I wanted to just sit back, to be honest. I wanted to sit back and ensure that she gets her comfort time, and I step in where she needs that me time, because that's very important, because they generally go, you might go into a depression state, but I wanted to fill in there. And that helped me bond a lot with Paki. I mean, blessing in disguise. But initially my focus was to, comfort Shabdi more, and then gradually uh, that helped me get my bonding stronger with Paki on a day-to-day basis. The intention, our relationship didn't change much. Actually, it became much stronger. To be honest with you, because I didn't give her too much of a chance to complain, and she couldn't complain either because I was hands-on. So yeah, so we worked it out pretty well, and I went with the flow. I didn't crib much, control a lot on my emotions, or rather the anger that comes out sometimes, and she did the same. So we just went with the flow. And our initial why we decided to have a kid a little later than usual is because I've known Shati about, before marriage. We've dated for quite some time before marriage, and we had a clear thought process of spending as much time possible, see the world, do our stuff, for the initial days, and when we think we are mentally equipped to have a baby, we'll then plan it. So that's how we had it a little later. Um, we didn't care about the family pressure and people talking and all that thing. I mean, I really didn't care. That's an advantage of being nuclear. And my parents, her parents were very, very supportive in that. So we spent as much time possible with each other for the initial years, and then we finally decided, okay, it's time for the angel to come down. So that's how Paki came.
Shantanu, I'm sure, as I said, it was difficult for me to find a dad who is hands-on. I'm sure you also have a circle of friends, you have your friends also, and there are kids and other families around. You would agree to the fact that all families are not the same,
Yeah.
as in yours is a perfect example of how it should ideally be when a family is raising a kid, and how the parents should have an equal role while raising this thing. But the scenario is not that like that in India. It is given for a fact that it is at the end of the day a mom's duty, and the father does not have a role to play. A father can spend a little bit of time, but when it comes to major things in life, it is mom's duty at the end of the day. Parenting and giving those values is again mom's duty at the end of the day. It is not father's this thing. So, do you see that scenario is changing anywhere? As in, is it something that we moms only feel, or do you see that it's not the case and things are changing?
No, things are definitely changing, and I see it among a lot of friends and people I know. Things are definitely changing. The change may be minuscule. It's still the thought process of mom managing the entire show, dad watching it, but but things are changing. To be honest, I see it among my friends. I know a couple of really, really good fathers who've taken care of their kid on their own also. So yeah, so things are changing. I think it will gradually change. I mean, it's evident that in this current scenario where everybody works equally, it has to change. I mean, there's no other option. Or if it doesn't change, then the father sits back and just watches, and he has no role to play. So yeah, I mean, it doesn't. And my mom's been a great supporter of this, and she once told me, I don't know if I should say this if she's watching. She once told me in Bengali that if tomorrow Paki grows up and then Shabdi says that he's not your father, the other guy is, Paki will believe the other guy. Yeah, so I said, Mom, because yeah, so that kept me going too. And she was pretty serious when she said it. So I think things are changing, and gradually things will change. It's just a matter of thinking from a father's perspective. I rather a dad, or you want to be involved. I mean, how else will you be involved if you don't spend time with your kid? So that's all. I think it'll change. I'm hopeful.
So, Shantanu, who is your role model? Yeah, as you said, your mom gave you that piece of advice and that shared that wisdom with you. But was it any role models within the family? Was it a part of your growing up that your dad was always there? How was it that you were inclined to the fact that you will play an equal role when it comes to raising your child?
My role model, or rather, somebody that I always went for advice, was my sister. She gave me like I said, she's my second mother. She's almost raised me. So she kind of she knew me, so she gave me a perspective of how I behave, whether I'm doing the right thing or not. And at the same time, she knew the mother's role, so she also gave me insight on how that should be. So she's been a great support to me, and I think you know she's always they been there for me. And I mean, whatever time it is, whatever situation it is, and she whenever I had to reach out to her, I've got the advice that I was looking for. So my role model is my sister.
And Shantanu, you said a father. When we were discussing, you said a father makes all the difference in a child life, right? So if I have to reverse that question and ask you how your life changed and what kind of changes Paki has made to your life and shaped you as a person, so how have you changed in these 3 years?
Uh, I I mean, I've changed. A lot of things have changed. I mean, uh, things have become a little hectic, a little complicated. Uh, she keeps me on the toes all the time. And I think I've become more responsible. I start looking at things from a future perspective. Uh, Earlier, I was a guy who used to live by the day. Now I try to think ahead. I want to plan things much ahead for her, for the family. Those kind of things have changed. Apart from that, not much has changed. I think the other thing that's changed is that I know my hobbies or other things that I used to do earlier have taken a back seat. I still do it, but have taken a back seat. I enjoy spending more time with her than doing something else, like watching a movie or read a book. And if we have to do that, we do it together, maybe. So those things. I mean, I've become more caring. Uh, I like kids around now more, and which was not the scenario. If you've traveled in an airplane and a kid cries, my earlier thing would have been that somebody make a stop, but now I would want to go and cuddle the kid and say, "Don't cry," kind of thing. So things have changed, yeah, definitely. But change is,
It's like
yeah. I'm
you
sorry.
miss the fact, as you said, I had
No, I
hobbies
don't.
and I do not have get time. You don't.
I don't miss. I think that was a part of your life, which I've led, and I had fun with it. And now I've stepped into the next phase of life, and I think I enjoy this phase now. And when I move to the next phase, I think I'll enjoy that too. So I don't
How
miss.
it is so wonderful to hear all these things from you. Many women will take this episode and show it to their husbands for sure, or would want to take you home at the end
I'll
of
try
this
to be
one.
the flag bearer for mothers.
Yeah, you are. So, Shanu, the question there is, uh, uh, I just lost the thought, but
Ah, it happens when you get a father.
it does. This is something new that's happening. So obviously, I've lost the thought. But I'm sure there are times wherein you want to run away or need your me time. Does that happen?
Yeah, it happens. I mean, I don't want to run away as such, but there are times when you need your me time. Like I said, Shabdi fills in. Whenever I need, I go back, I go and talk to her and tell her I need my me time. And she does this because I give her the same space too. So if she needs her me time, I fill in. So yeah, I mean, I still do the same things. I go out, I play badminton every evening. Shabdi fills in, but I ensure that I come in early so that she can go for a run or go work out. So we try and manage. So we fill in. I mean, I don't feel I've lost on anything as such, but yeah, definitely Paki being the priority, everything's taken a bit of a back step. But I we still do our things. Me and Shabdi, we kind of sneak out also sometimes. So it's okay for lunches for our family for whatever time. So yeah, it's fun. I mean, I don't think we're losing out on much.
So let's talk a little bit about Paki.
Sure.
So how's this toddler phase going on? Um,
It's
the kid has been at home. Yeah. So
yeah.
how has this pandemic thing been, and how is it that you manage with Paki?
Uh, it's tough actually, to be honest. I mean, because we've encroached into her territory now, and um, you know, she behaves like a lioness most of the time, and so it's tough now. So I know with the COVID thing, it's become even tougher now because there's no school, no day boarding, nothing happening. But it. What we try and do is we try and sneak out sometime. I take her to a park or something. We kind of do our stuff, come back. But I still feel that they need to get out of the house more often than not, meet friends. I we can do as much we can think of, but they still need to socialize, meet friends. So that's something that's definitely missing, and that's something I hope it starts soon, because online classes and all, I'm not a great believer of that, but it has to happen, so it's happening. But I think meeting people face to face, spending time with friends, by now I'm sure she's forgotten all her classmates' names. But there was a time where we had this was a part of our conversation every night. She used to come and tell me what she did the whole day, who were the people she knew, and all the names. So all those things have started affecting a little bit, but we can't do much about it. So what me and Shabdi can do is fill in, and we try and take her out. Most often we go for drives, we take her out to the park. Now that things have opened up a little bit, we try and go to the mall sometimes. So that those kind of things keep her occupied, because and she keeps me on the toes all the time. I'm more worried about about things that she does, and she's not scared of heights, so she just jumps from anywhere. So all those things, I'm a little worried. That stresses me out. Puts things into her mouth, plays around the electrical circuits. So those things you have to be a little careful. So while managing work, this is more important at the same time. So that's how it's going now.
Shandu, raising a kid is not that easy. And Pakhi or my daughter, they're in the same phase. And what I think is kids take moms for granted. There is somebody who needs to be there, who needs to tell them this is right, wrong, or give them a direction, or is a good cop, bad cop kind of a scenario wherein at times if mom is saying something and the kid is not listening, the father fills in and says, no, it has to be done that way. So how do you guys manage it at your home? Who is the good cop? Who is the bad cop? Who does she listen to? How do you manage that role of that she's getting that right direction at every time? Who does she run to
I
when
don't know if
she
it's the yeah. That's a very valid question. I think it's a very valid question, because I how I behave with her is I try to give her the space. I don't want to stop her from doing things. I like to watch doing things, but I always I kind of try and stop her when try to discipline her in terms of not doing certain things, like not talking to strangers, not taking things from strangers, not allowing strangers to touch you, kind of things. So those things I try to I'm a little strict on those grounds, maybe because I'm a father. And but what me and Shabdi we do is that we try to stay united as much possible. I mean, if there's something which she shouldn't be doing, or she did it something incorrect she's done, so we try to stand the ground together. So both are good cop, bad cop at the same time. And mostly it lasts for a couple of hours, and then she makes those faces, and then we kind of melt. Yeah, but we try our best to be to discipline her.
So, what are your, as you said, there are fears, the kid jumps from here and there and all of that. But in the long run, what are your fear about Baki, the current situation, the fact that times have changed, the scenario has changed. By the time our kids are all grown up, the world will be completely different 15 years to 20 years down the line. So, what are your fears as a father, and how is it that you're trying to build in that value system in your daughter? And what are your priority list when it comes to the things that Baki should follow?
See, I just want I don't want to let her down, to be honest. I don't want her to let her down. uh, I don't want her to get disappointed with me or with us. I don't have a priority list set up for her. I think I don't want to be the judge of what she wants to do. But but that also means that I have to shelter her from from things like bad habits, the things generally a female would go through. So I want to educate her as much possible, and that's something that traditionally mothers used to do, but I don't shy away from telling her those things too. So I'm as much a friend. I try to be as much a friend to her as a father, and I try to tell her what's not right, what's right, and those things like not talk to strangers, like I said, don't take things from strangers, don't let them touch you, kind of thing. So those things, I mean, not just strangers, from anybody for that matter. So the only two people where she's allowed to cuddle with is mom and dad, and the rest she needs to be aware. So that's how we do it, and I try to be not put too much of emphasis on how things will happen, but just try to keep her aware of what the surroundings are. And we keep hearing these weird things, so just try to keep her away from all those. That's all.
Uh, I don't know if I should ask this one. So do you think you're ready for a second child? Do you feel the need?
Um, I don't think I should answer that, but and I'm just kidding. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, to be honest, I really don't know. If it happens, it happens. If it, I mean, we're really happy with Paki, but it's not a thought that's not crossed our minds. So we've not put the paddle. To answer your question straight, we've not put the paddle, our feet on the paddle yet. But we'll let you know if it happens.
No, it was just coming from the fact that, yeah, do you feel the need? So, Shantanu, what is your message to moms who feel that they're alone in the journey and they're not getting enough support? And what is your message to the fathers there? What do you think should be the father's role?
I don't know. For moms, I think you should do a danda to your husband to be there. That's the right way to do it. I mean, it's equally their job. I don't know what to tell the fathers. I mean, you got to look at it like I mean, if you're a businessman, it's like or whatever you do, you take you take ownership of, and your kid is as much yours as your wife's. Tomorrow, what you there's this saying in Hindi, "Jaisa beej boge, वैसे ही फल आएगा." So basically, yeah. So if tomorrow he or she, they grow up and they don't show you the same kind of affection, I'm not sure you like it. So, so I think you need to stand up, own it, be the way you are. I mean, just be a dad. That's all. My dad, me and my dad. My dad's been a professional athlete. He's been in the armed forces. He's not been there for quite some time. But whenever he was there, he gave us all the time that we needed. So, uh, so and what he taught to me over a period of time, what we learned, me and my sister, we both learned is stay positive, be there, and like we say, this karma sarva pradhan, do the right thing. I just want Paki to be a good human being. That's all. The rest will follow. So I think it's the same for dads and for moms, and so that she at the background. She's woken.
But she's given us half an hour.
Yeah, she's given us half an hour. Trust me, that's too much to ask for. But yeah, so for the dads, be there. For the moms, take a danda.
Let's see if that really works. I'm sure danda has been happening in every household when this doesn't happen. But I really hope the dads get the message loud and clear that it is not the mom's work. At the end of the day, they have equal responsibility. And if they share that responsibility, they also get the fruits of it at a longer stage.
Definitely.
Life changes, scenario changes. And as we go ahead and there are more responsibility, they should also stand up to those occasions and share it. And what they get in return, obviously, will be love from their wife, definitely, and from the kid as well.
More love from the wife, to be honest.
Yeah, honestly. So, Shantanu, thank you so much for taking out time for this one and agreeing to coming on the show to discuss this. It was lovely to have you here. I'm sure this video will go to every father in every household and every mom will ensure that their husband see this one. And thank you so much. It was a great experience. I hope there are many dads who get this message, and the nation that we're raising ahead gets as much love from the dads as they get from the moms as well. So yeah, on that note,
thank you so much for having me on the show. Yeah, she now really needs me around. So, but I thank you so much for having me on the show, and I hope I add a little bit to the dad's perspective, and all the dads listening to me, be there for your wife and your kids. Thanks.
Thank you, thank you so much, Shantanu. And on that note, we'll do a wrap. From next week onwards, we'll get to you an expert series, and we'll get more experts onto our show. The next one, we will discuss raising a bilingual kid and teaching a second language to your kid. and we have similar lineup in February. So just like us, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube to be to get to know what we are doing next. And do share us your feedback. And if you like us, please don't forget to like our videos and share it with your friends and with parents, so that if they are looking out for support, they know where to go. So thank you so much for people who have attended this session and who are watching this video. We'll see you again next week.